And welcome back to BTS Rocket League. We're still in the 3v3 portion of the tournament. I'm joined by Garrett, who just won a game. And since everybody liked Dapper and Turtle so much, we're just going to keep them right there.
I don't know about me, but definitely Dapper.
Yeah, we're just going to keep them right there for now. So hopefully you guys enjoy another brilliant segment from the 1v1 main.
As a ones main.
Oh, no.
But yeah, we have Rogue versus Frontline coming up next. This is the final 3v3 match for the main tournament today. Winner of this will be second seed in Group B. The loser of this will be third seed in Group B. They both go to playoffs, but if you get that win, you skip, or you go into the upper bracket. Third place, loser of this will be the lower bracket.
Yeah, and you get that extra life. That's crucial, Garrett. I mean, you literally just got. Is that something that you guys were really hoping for and taking the match series for?
Yeah, especially for the extra practice and stuff like that. Because
Yeah.
I know we can get off to a slow start. It's nice to have 2 lives.
Yeah,
for
the
sure.
warm-up, especially, I think Dignitas came out swinging yesterday. And even today, they still just couldn't get on fire, and maybe more of a warm-up would have helped.
For sure.
Yeah, this is a matchup we did see once already, and it was a 4-0 win to Frontline. So Rogue are looking for revenge here, but I talked to Kronovia about this, and he said he's not feeling too excited about it because Frontline did beat them so badly. So obviously he's not, 100% confident of the easy win. But they got the win against the Bricks earlier, and NA is destroying EU. I mean, they've won, how many? 5 series in a row now? Every NA versus EU matchup has gone to NA.
And then we get to the finals.
Yeah. Then one team will make it in and just make a run.
Should have even spoken that into the air, man.
Right, what needs to happen here for Rogue? Did you guys catch the Rogue Frontline match from yesterday?
I mean, it definitely just seemed like Rogue was off. And today, the end of their series, especially, like I was saying, was very, misjointed and kind of all over the place. But they managed to keep it together. And I think AJ is a big part of that.
They can get Chaussette to switch out the Fennec, or however you pronounce it, they'd win.
Yeah,
but,
so you got to switch Chaussette's car.
Yeah, but for me, Wonder is always the most important player on Rogue. If he
Really?
shows up, if he shows
Okay.
up, they're scary. Like at Worlds, I didn't even know who was playing. They didn't seem like Wonder. He's a completely different player.
Yeah.
So if he can play well, I mean, I could see him taking
So
it.
you're saying Wonder is usually trash.
Okay.
And he was great.
He's not trash. He's either decent or he's crazy good. And if
Or
he can,
wonderful.
He's hiding behind the monitor right now.
Good job.
Yeah, there's the Frontline boys. They are tired by the looks of things. That looked like a good yawn.
That was.
That looked like it felt really good. Why is just
Wait, why is
pretty
he
clapping?
I thought they were warming their hands.
He was depressed by the yawn and was like, you know what, man, that was a great
Give
yawn.
a round of applause for that yawn. Fantastic stuff.
Oh.
Wow, look at that from Farrell.
Oh,
as well.
these are some hidden talents.
Multi-talented
Yeah.
gamers.
Just really impressive stuff from the warm-up room over there.
I love it because they don't know when they're on camera.
Yeah.
And everything
Yeah.
up there, you
That's
just
just
can
a
see
normal.
whatever.
That's just a normal sequence for
Yeah,
them.
so
It's amazing.
we have a monitor so we can see what the stream sees, but they don't.
Yeah.
Like, they're just on camera randomly, and anything could be happening. But what's that actually like as a player? Are you conscious of the camera very much when you're playing?
I think it's got to be in your head, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not all the time, but if you do something bad, it's kind of like, well, I hope that wasn't on there.
Did you see when the Bricks lost earlier to Rogue and it cut? They had the horrible goal. Did you see it where the flip reset from Wonder
and
bounced
Cooks was
in
just
and Cooks is slumped in his chair?
Dude, Cooks is the most
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. He always shows his expression.
Animated.
Yeah, animated.
Oh
that's the
man.
word. He's
Like
so
it was
animated.
so horrible to see, but then it cuts to that and it's just funny to see this reaction.
Yeah.
This is game 1, the best of 7 between Frontline and Rogue. Both teams already progressing to playoffs tomorrow, but the win here is huge. Gives you an extra life in the playoff bracket. Rogue need a pretty good start because they got 4-0'd yesterday.
And the winner of this, I believe, plays G2.
Oh, okay.
Correct?
I think you're right with that
Because
one.
Cloud9
Cloud9
was
is-
who NRG played. The winner of this should go on to play G2.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, wow. That's an interesting matchup, actually, but usually G2 get the better end of that one versus Rogue, at least.
Yeah.
And then when it's G2 Frontline, it's very
Could be a different story.
back and forth. Very interesting. The G2 had a bit of a scare at the last World Championship against Frontline at the time they were PSG because, G2 are just cruising 2-0, and then all of a sudden, Frontline come back and make it a 5-game series.
Oh, that was the one with the crazy goals at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a beast of a series. Probably the best of the entire tournament, I would say.
Why is this net open? Oh no.
What an absolute banger from Chaussette. Great pass as well from Wonder.
Just running away with it. Where was the
It
defense?
was a double commit from the second and third player.
Yeah. That's something we actually saw a lot from the Bricks when they were playing against Rogue. There's a lot of double commits. Although at the end, I think the Bricks were kind of just getting tilted.
Yeah.
And I don't imagine Rogue are tilted yet. I'd be very surprised if they're tilted at 0-0 in game 1.
I mean, does AJ, even if he is tilted, does he even ever express it?
Oh.
AJ can have the happiest day of his life and you'd have no idea.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even be able to tell.
You can win the lottery and just be like walking around, taking a nap on a beanbag. Just
Looking the
casual.
I did? Oh, nice.
That was a really nice pass by Kronovi, actually, because AJ was last man. So Crow having to do that blind. Just trust that AJ's going to be in the infield.
I feel like Wonder and AJ are always the surprise factor of Rogue. Like, it's almost like maybe we haven't seen them as much as we have as other players, but when they come out with these double touches, it's like you just go, wow, because it's so unexpected. It's slowly progressing to that expected territory where we want to see AJ go for these.
He was hitting some like smashing double touch setups to the backboard. I don't think he caught any of them clean, but he doesn't hold back on the the setup touch. He just hits it as hard as possible.
Oh,
wow!
My goodness.
Well, Roger definitely bringing out the mechanics for this Frontline series. I think they need that. Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh dear! It's a couple of poor touches by Wonder already this game, actually.
You completely jinxed it.
Yeah.
They're bringing out the mechanics.
Let's go for they're bringing out the mechanics in offense.
Okay,
Yeah,
there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, because obviously defense, that's a different story.
The guy Garrett said you need to watch out for and make sure he's playing on his game. Wonder making the mistake there. Is he? Honestly, I don't know, Garrett. Maybe you have some experience, especially in scrims. Who's the player on Rogue that would, in your opinion, tilt the easiest?
I mean, I don't know. I always say I can't hear into the comms.
Yeah.
I know AJ really actually is like super dramatic player, even though it doesn't seem like it. But he cares a lot and he wants to win really bad. So probably AJ. He is the younger one too.
Right.
So probably out of all three, I'd say AJ.
Are there any players in the pro scene right now that you're actively trying to tilt when you play against them?
No, I'm just focused on not on-goal the whole time. So
like, right, guys, let's just keep demoing him, and then he'll get really mad.
No,
I feel
not
like
really. I'm sure Turbo thinks that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of players in the past who just like anybody that you just want to tilt.
That's a good question. Dapper, anyone come to your mind? Tiltable players?
I feel like everybody somewhat remains calm, whether or not they show it.
I remember watching Overzero get super tilted, losing 1v1s to Dapper. Because I think I saw one game where he was up 7-0 and then you won 8-7.
Oh.
And then the next game started and you 10-0'd him. That was pretty tilting.
Oh, man. Oh, probably Sizz.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's very
good one.
true.
That's a really good one, actually. Yeah. You dimmed him once, and he's going to DM you after the series.
God, even in ranked, I just do it once, and then he quick chats. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do the rest of the game.
Where do you think the Chrome meme started?
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Poor Sizz. He's not even here to defend himself. This is actually a running theme this weekend. People keep getting roasted, and they're not even here.
Oh, he would say he supports it.
He'd be like,
He has no
"Dude,
shame.
It helps
He
me
has
play
no
better.
Yeah.
As long as I get mad, I just use that to get better.
There's just a little bit of time left for Rogue here. What are they lacking apart from, not giving free goals to their opponent? Like, what else could they do here to try and level out this game?
I don't know. It seems like they send one person up, and then there's no follow-up on the ball. Frontline is like super cohesive right now playing Rogue, and Rogue just seems like they're going for a lot of solo plays.
Oh. That's funny because we actually had the same analysis from Scrub in the previous series that we saw Rogue play today against the Bricks. They started off looking like the weaker of the two teams and losing that series. The Scrub was asking for more team plays, and that is how it looked like they brought it back. Some passing.
I'd say a best of 7 definitely favors Rogue here. I'd say at least. I think
Really?
I think Frontline has like the early advantage for sure. If
So-
Rogue wants to win, I think they could learn over the series.
They got to go the
Yeah.
distance.
I think so. Yeah.
Interesting. Cause they did run away with it yesterday, Frontline. They didn't give Rogue any chance to come back in. Maybe if Rogue can just get a foothold, that will allow them to keep this one level.
It definitely seems like Frontline's kind of getting rid of that vibe of being able to tilt mid-game series and kind of start throwing. They seem to be closing out series a lot better than they have in their past.
They're becoming really consistent.
Yeah.
They're scary. They're a scary team.
AJ's getting closer to the monitor as well. He can smell it.
Getting close to that try-hard sitting down stance. You know what I mean?
Or like the way Farah sits. He like
Oh,
kinda,
yeah.
he leans forward.
He like pushes his chair back
That
and
is
leans
that's the
completely
most
forward.
like focused gamer stance you can have.
I remember seeing it at LAN. Like so, like since he sits in the middle, you see like the two on the left and the right,
Oh,
like
there it is.
lined up, and then
The
yeah,
position.
there it is.
He leans in. He doesn't even know that we're
He's
talking
just
about him.
squatting.
It's great. I mean, does that hurt your back? He's like the posture is on the knees.
It looks like he's got
right?
very straight back though.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
if there's any way to do this, surely it's this. You know, no
Will-
curve.
The question is, will Chaussette applaud him for his posture?
He's nodding. There you go.
He approves. Like, that's something. When Chaussette is giving you approval, that's got to feel pretty good.
that's the best.
There's the game faces on. We're going to get game 2 started. 1-0 Frontline. They've actually won 5 games now against Rogue. Rogue have yet to take a single one. They better if they want to keep up the perfect NA record for day 2.
And it is a clash of newly full-time players as well. Wonder just getting done with school, and Farah going completely full-time with Rocket League. You can only imagine how that'll affect them. Garrett, I know that you started playing whenever you were in school. How did it change whenever you were able to, put and invest all your time into Rocket League?
If anything, at first I got more lazy. It took an adjustment period, but it's nice to have only one thing to focus on.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Farah was working.
Yeah.
That's crazy. He had a part-time, full-time job, and he's still playing.
It's
great.
all about the discipline and the hours that you put in, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. Maybe that's why they're so consistent lately.
Yeah.
He's got a lot more time.
I mean, that could be a huge factor. I mean, we don't even know. The only way is obviously if you're on the team, seeing the scrims, the hours that Farah puts in, and the quality training hours. I feel like people don't often talk about the quality of hours that you put in. Mindful hours of actually practicing and sitting in free play or practicing in mechanics.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I actually heard that they would have to scrim super, super late at night compared
Really?
to every other team scrimming normal hours. So, I mean, I'm sure it affects them some way with Farah working before.
Well, we've seen that quite a lot from Rocket League players, other esports pros, being able to micromanage the esports aspect of their lives with school or with a job or with family, all these other things. So, it's definitely not impossible if somebody's still in school or still working or studying.
Yeah, I mean,
You can absolutely make a great run at being a pro player, just part-time.
For sure.
I think there's already a handful of players who are doing that right now still.
It's a safer way to do it. You're covering like yourself if it doesn't work out, because even if you are one of the best players in a game, there's no guarantee that you're going to find a team that works for you.
Yeah.
You're going to have success because Rocket League is so variable at the moment.
And the fast-paced, ceiling increase of the skill, the meta, the positional game, everything is just so, you have to be very adaptable.
Yeah. It's a better start for Rogue here. It's actually a... Oh, that was interesting. I didn't expect Chaussette to pull a shot out there, but really it's Chaussette. Anyway, I should be seeing that one coming by now. Is there anything he can't do?
It honestly just seems like Rogue's had a lot more control this game. It's still super close, but it seems like they're playing more as a team this game for sure.
They know that Frontline are going to come at them quickly. They really know. They know they have to shut them down. And I think maybe in game 1 they panicked a little bit, trying to play too fast. Frontline actually just sat back and took 2 free goals. They didn't dive into either of those goals. They just collected the ball and put it in the goal.
So you're saying you think Rogue should be a bit more patient, try and control the game?
There's a chance that they just didn't anticipate what kind of game Frontline were going to start off the series with. They think, oh, Frontline, they're going to come at us. They're going to go all guns blazing. But they actually didn't really. They were playing a lot more composed. Is that ever something you have to adjust mid-series, Garrett, when you realize, okay, this team, they are like ball chasing really hard. They're playing super aggro, and then oh wow, what on earth from AJ?
What is this? Wait
a second.
He air dribbled it.
A back wall air
and
dribble.
Then hinched it.
Oh,
that's
wow.
That's a
That's
ramp.
crazy.
That's a beautiful ramp right there.
That's insane. AJ with a great play. That started off on his back wall. Going back to what we were saying, what would you do if a team catches you off guard with the pace that they're setting?
Usually when I'm playing a super fast team, I just try my best to bait them into our half. When you give a team like that space, it's really hard, especially when they're all coming at you from midfield. So getting a 50-50 in like your corner and forcing one of them to rotate back, pretty good start to playing a super fast team. Especially Cloud9. If you give them the ball, it's pretty much a goal at least half the time.
Yeah.
So I would say just play a little bit slower and then eventually match their pace whenever you're on offense.
Are you ever looking to prioritize like one aspect of the game? Because I know back in old Rocket League, there were some teams that they considered like weak at aerial game. So getting the ball in the air as much as possible was a priority, and there's other teams that were really weak on the ground, so keeping it low is a priority. But is that a thing in the modern day game?
Sometimes versus Vitality, I think their backboard reads are a bit off. So sometimes just booming it super high is really good against them. Not always. Some teams are honestly just super well-rounded, and even the backboard thing versus Vitality only works a small percentage of the time. There's definitely little things we'll focus on, but nothing major. No major strategies for certain teams usually.
The small adjustments on a overall like consistent strategy.
For sure. If you notice something's going wrong in a certain area, you gotta capitalize on that.
I mean, speaking of pace, Deborah, you're like in my opinion, I would say you're definitely more of a fast-paced player.
Oh yeah, I've toned it down a little bit.
Is that something that you've been trying to focus on, or
Yeah,
why
I
is
just
that?
been
Why would you
getting-
switch?
Just focusing on like rotations like the past like couple months. So I think I've been just better as a team player now than before.
That could come down a lot to a boost as well, and boost management. And just being able to see the field more.
Oh, it's a really dainty flick from Chaussette. Quite easy to hit this one into the bar.
Still inspiring people to use the Fennec.
I tried it. It doesn't work for me.
tried it.
It doesn't work. I can't do that on that car. Not at all.
I think that's been one of the most commonly talked about things is the Fennec since we saw the Valencia performance from Chaussette.
When I tried it earlier, Turbo told me to leave it to the French players to use it. So I got off of it.
You never know. Maybe you're just like not feeling the octane one day, and you've got something to fall back on.
Yeah,
that
true.
seems to
It
be
is
what
nice
most
to get
people are
that.
doing this tournament.
It does feel similar. It just feels a tiny bit different. So it is nice to change without a major change like to the Dominus.
Oh, cheeky from AJ. They got the win locked in already, so that'll be a tie series. First win that Rogue have been able to take off Frontline from this whole weekend.
Yeah, definitely managing to bounce back. And Kronovi was a huge player in that game, getting involved in 2 out of 3 goals there. Especially that initial, I think it was the 3rd goal where he bounced it off the ceiling. It was a great play. Seems like Rogue is starting to combine all forces here on offense.
That's what they need, really. They need all their players to be on form. Like Garrett said, Wonder is the guy to watch, and he did have a couple of pretty big misplays in the first game that led to 2 goals for Frontline. This game, there weren't not too many of those, so they were able to hold it down. I think AJ may have mind gamed someone in net there. I think it was Farah just missed the ball, but he could have been watching AJ. He's so close to hitting a double touch.
AJ is one of those players when he's up, you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, I would know from that one's match.
Oh yeah.
He's a scary player, even on the ceiling. He just like Justin. It's really hard to play against him on defense.
You always get that extra touch that you don't see coming.
Like creating space as well. You know, if he manages to get past one person, you'd think, because we talked about it early on the couch, whenever, like Dabber, you said, you just kind of got one thing about threes is to learn to challenge, so the person behind you, your defender, can just go in and get an easy win. But a lot of times people like AJ and Justin will be able to win that challenge and then create space for themselves so they can contest again and get either a win or at least a solid 50-50.
Yeah, that's when their mechanics just shine, and they can potentially sometimes 1v3 entire teams.
Yeah, if you don't dive them immediately, it's hard.
Oh, what kickoff spawn was this?
What happened here?
Is that double diagonal?
Oh.
No, it's just a standard spawn, and
my,
looks like Frontline have turned upfield with Farah there.
Yeah.
Which seems pretty risky if you're cheating close.
That was a perfect cheat from Crow. Just completely boosted the entire way through. Just
instantaneous. Crow, again, putting the first goal in for this Rogue offense, starting off strong.
Frontline usually have pretty scary kickoffs themselves. Like, it's rare to see them getting dominated in that aspect of the game.
That was a big thing for us at Valencia. They just kept getting possession off kickoff every single time.
Like possession and like a good chance as well. If they're not scoring, they're putting you under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and you have no boost right after.
Yeah.
What?
Whoa. Oh, wow.
That would have been insane.
Was that a 360 wave dash?
And he wave dashed prior to getting to 360.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Wonder may have just given them another goal.
Wonder?
Wonder
I think he
assisting
overextended
3
a bit.
frontline goals this series. Oh, he just dribbled. He dribbled
that's
AJ.
That one's unfortunate.
He probably thought he could keep the ball a bit closer to himself, get it across into the corner, but may have ended up causing Frontline to come back here. Wonder really needs to try and get on the same page as everybody else in
I
defense.
think you're responsible here for that one, Garrett.
Is that my bad?
You called,
You may have jinxed
It's
him.
my
you
fault.
called Wonder out originally.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they could hear us. My bad.
Is there ever a reason for AJ there? I mean, obviously, from AJ's perspective, he can collect that ball for free. But is it too risky to move in that close to Wonder? Or is it entirely on Wonder there just to make the right play, leave the ball?
I think it's entirely on Wonder. I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like
I think so.
you just got to trust in your teammates that he's not going to just completely keep following and go through.
Especially with no one from Frontline on that ball.
Yeah.
The play there is definitely to leave it for AJ. I
Lots
think
of
the
panic.
communication was definitely just super off there.
Yeah.
And Garrett, you talk a lot about communication from calling from the backfield. How important is that? Do you incorporate that as well as with Turbo, is having the third man back be the main communicator?
I mean, he calms a lot more than I expected, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Wheezing from the backfield.
Yeah. Every time you miss. No, but saying your intent super early is super important for us, especially with Justin.
Yeah.
Because you never know what he's going to do. So especially like if I'm midfield and he's air dribbling.
If you could be one step ahead of the space
Yeah,
he's
for
creating.
sure. The other team doesn't know. If you can know, you can get ahead really quickly. So it's definitely important.
I think that Rogue could be using AJ to that advantage. I'm curious if AJ has similar comms to that. You know, he's a player like we talked about before. He can create space like that and be incredibly gifted mechanically on offense. But if he's not calming early enough, his teammates aren't there to, back him up.
It's just as confusing for the other team.
Exactly.
For your teammates. So definitely something that's important.
Oh, it's another
God.
Airbus finish.
Did he air roll?
Look at this by
call it
Farah.
the
He's
Airbus?
probably still flying. He's probably already
Oh,
flying.
he didn't.
Look
did.
at that.
That's beautiful.
Bang. Nice placement, though.
I just remembered, Garrett. Do you remember Exodus, Moses, did not bind air roll until like the end of season 2.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
end of season 2
Yeah.
of RLCS. He did not have air roll bound.
I
He
think
actually
we're at
trolled.
the last season or the last week of season 2, and he was like, "Dude, I just started using air roll and
Oh
I'm
my
hitting bangers."
God.
I was like, "Bro,
You let me team with this guy?
The end
You
of
what?
season. I'm telling you,
You
the
let
end
me
of
team with
season
it.
2.
Oh,
this
you guys
man
can see how
just air rolled.
animated Turtle is right now.
I'm,
He's like,
like,
on the
livid
edge of
about
his
this.
he's
chair.
actually mad." It
Throwing his hands up in the air.
Oh my god.
Whenever he told me about this, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" That's like a crucial aspect of the game.
Thank you,
And you
Moses.
have been this entire time not using it. And he's acting like he's like a messiah. Like he has created
Yo,
the
you
air
gotta
roll
try
momentum.
this, bro.
Turtle, you gotta try this, man.
Yeah, literally. It's like, dude, did you know about this mechanic?
You could do it while steering. It's
Yeah.
insane.
And you could just adjust the ball.
Maybe we should have Moses DM Farah. That's what we should do.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Moses.
I'm still upset. I don't even feel
I
better.
can
after
tell
talking.
you're upset about it. I was like,
How
"Holy
long
crap."
ago was that? That's a while night.
I need like a therapy session.
That
about
was-
this.
I think that was 2016.
Literally. Because I just remembered it the other day when we were talking about Farah air rolling.
That was an interesting team.
It really was.
They had some interesting things going on.
You got any other stories you'd like to share with us, Garrett?
Another Moses setting that he found out. So we were at season 2 in Amsterdam,
Yeah.
and he looks at the setting on his monitor, and it was on movie mode.
Yeah. Wait, what's that?
Oh, no.
And for some reason in his head, he thought movie mode was slower on the monitor. So he was like, "Dude, I think I've been using movie mode my whole career." So he was like, "This is game changing."
Oh my
So he's just, I don't know, he's just interesting.
He's enlightened.
weird like exclamations
Yeah,
just randomly out of nowhere.
I love Moses though.
What's he getting up to these days?
He's just a working man, I think. He's working 2 jobs. I think he's happy as can be though. So
That's awesome.
he's
man.
our sub for this season.
Oh, he is?
So,
So
yeah,
you're going to get him a world championship title?
I don't know. Maybe.
In-game title.
He'll get a title.
Yeah,
I
that'd
mean,
be something.
he should be there though if we make it. So
Oh,
that'll
nice.
be
He's on
fun.
the stage lifting the trophy himself.
By himself.
I would
him up
mind.
there.
Yeah.
To be honest, he should present the medals.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
guy.
Yes.
There's always somebody like famous presenting the medals for Rocket League.
Moss.
Frontline have really played well since we started talking about Moses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we
yeah.
should just keep it on here if we want Frontline. That's
it.
biased though, we can't. But I mean, he's just Farrah's feeling the air roll connection.
I know. He's the EU Moses.
Oh no! That's a really. That's not a good thing.
I hope Mo's not watching.
What do you mean that's not a good thing?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I hope he's not
I
watching.
hope Farrah has air roll bound. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's bad that he's Moses. It's just you think he'd have a crucial part of the game bound at this point in his career.
Maybe he just doesn't believe it's necessary. He's like, if you're in a position where you have to air roll,
Yeah.
you messed up.
Exactly. That's true. Just you have to have 200 IQ at all times.
It's like where a lot of people thought half flipping is pointless when it first came out. They're like, you should never need to half flip.
Can we
If
do
you have
that?
to half flip, you're out of position. You shouldn't be out of position.
Every new mechanic, I'm like, this is pointless.
Yeah.
And then
Wave
I'm
dashing.
sitting there learning, trying to learn how to do it.
Can we throw Justin in a game and not let him use air roll and see how it goes?
I think,
Is that
I think we should have everyone switch to
I'd
like.
love to see that.
to,
I
like,
would too.
their
I would love to
opposite.
see an air roll-less game.
Air
and
roll
see how
Justin versus Gimmick.
Yes,
No air
that
roll.
would be amazing.
Well, Justin, I mean, Gimmick only uses air roll left, air roll right.
Every time he goes
So,
up
like,
for a
Always left?
Wait,
yeah, like only left or only.
So
like,
if he
has
wants to,
both
if he
of
wants
them.
to air roll marginally to the right, he actually has to go like 370 or 350
so.
degrees
I think
to
he
the
has
left
all
instead.
three now.
Oh, he has all three
Wait,
now.
I think so.
Oh,
I
he
think
has. He has
all
every. He has the
three.
entire
there's-
spectrum.
oh, you
now.
mean like all three different air roll buttons?
I think he has 3 different air roll.
Air roll
buttons.
right, air roll left,
My
and just
goodness.
blanket air roll.
I think
oh
so.
my God.
Maybe that's why air rolls. Can you double up him? He's probably found a way. Like, remember when there was a way that you could bind jump twice and you could jump really high?
And
Really?
with boost
Yeah.
and just go straight up in like
Yeah.
half a second.
You could jump to the ceiling with no boost.
yeah, they
Yeah.
got
Yeah,
patched.
it got
good.
patched. Like,
Yeah.
maybe Gimmicks found a way that you can bind air roll twice.
Yeah, maybe.
That's why he spins
every
so
single
fast.
button just does air roll.
Yeah.
And also the jump. You know, you boost, it's also holding air roll.
I just saw Gimmick. He looked over at us. He's sweating. He's like, oh, no. They're
They
onto us.
found out. We have to do some investigation work now.
But that was a comfortable win for Frontline. Meanwhile, Rogue gonna have to bounce back from that
Yeah.
one.
I mean, that was definitely a bit of a cleanup for Frontline as well.
A nice little hat trick for Farrah.
Mm-hmm. How many of them were aerials?
I don't know.
Just the one?
I only remember one goal.
I want to
honestly.
see another Farrah double touch, though. Those are
I do
exciting.
too.
Those are super
Did he-
exciting.
barely any movement.
Because no, it's because the
Into net.
setup is like it's going on for a while. So is he gonna is he gonna hit it? I don't know.
We
Oh,
would
here it
feel
comes.
It's like the
bad.
all-star aerial training.
Yeah.
See, we
Ball
would feel
floating.
bad, but Fruity himself was like, oh, we saw Farrah go up for a double touch. That's how we know we're doing
He
good.
said he said genuinely. I think that's the first time he's ever scored a double
Yeah,
touch.
exactly. So I don't feel bad. Normally I would.
Farrah
but
was chuffed as well. He saved the replay, first ever double touch. He named it.
That's amazing.
He's gonna put it in his montage.
Frontline striking instantly off the kickoff shot. Said, hello. Rogues still
Hello.
keep digging
Hello.
their pothole. Don't worry about it. Hello.
Yeah, I mean,
I liked it. It was a good,
I
good
like
line.
it too. It was
I'm gonna write that one down.
Yeah, that's some casting
Whoa.
secrets.
Oh wait, what's that?
a
What's that
Farrah
Farrah
pre-jump?
pre-jump?
There's a
Pre-jump.
pre-jump.
He's going wild
He's
now.
feeling it.
Bringing all of the new mechanics into his gameplay since he went full time.
EU Moses 2.0. The pre-jumps.
Oh.
Oh.
That was a.
Whoa.
What was the last thing?
What?
A slinger.
A slinger?
Slinger.
A slaughter. That's what a lot
said there's only ever been one slaughter.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was Greasy breaking the crossbar.
Greasy absolutely hits the crossbar.
Oh.
every time.
There's your boy, Garrett.
That's a little
What do you think of
Wonder?
this?
The Wonder coming in hot.
Angel, wake up. He's
Whoa.
hiding behind the monitor. If you
That was
could
actually a nice shot.
Look at that.
Jeez.
Ooh. Clean. And he landed on his wheels for the celebration.
perfect.
Very important. Like, is it really a goal if you land, like, upside down?
What if
You don't half flip off the ceiling?
Or yeah, exactly. The ceiling land, I think, is the most important part.
All you new players wanting to learn how to recover, just score goals more, because then you get to practice your landings on the ceiling. It's just simple. Just score.
Just don't air roll.
Just
That's the pro
score
gaming
more.
advice. Just score more. Oh.
I was thinking this is a goal as soon
Yeah,
as Shaw said
Shaw said
lined
dribble.
up.
toss that in a 1v1.
You know what he does a lot? Is that little set up off the sidewall. He loves this.
Oh yeah.
'Cause it gives him the perfect line into the goal.
Do you think Shawsett is one of the most frequently dribbling players?
Oh, probably the most in threes.
Really?
Especially since he switched to this card.
Yeah.
I'd say more. I've played him a few times in the past year.
I feel like he's really good at the cross pitch
Yeah.
passes
Yeah.
from dribbling, especially to set up his frontline teammates.
And people are so scared of him as well that they're having to overthink it. Oh, that's a great demo from Shawset too. And did we wait? Was this another Farah aerial? Wait, there it is.
Oh, he aerialed. No, he aerialed. He aerialed in the beginning.
Oh my goodness, it is
Just a
bound.
little bit.
Leveling up.
If that was like Astral, that would have been at least like a 900 before
Or
he hits the
gimmick.
ball. Or gimmick, yeah.
2 full rotations. Frontliners finding the net pretty easily here. I think Rogue are gonna have to solidify their defense. Thank you.
Their offense looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rogue. It's just, I think they're falling apart on defense a little bit too much here.
This is a really important matchup, especially for tomorrow. You want to have that extra life so badly, so you have a little bit of time to adjust if you're not on peak performance.
Oh, what a save.
So it'll be the loser of this will play Dignitas in the lower bracket tomorrow. That's correct, I believe.
I believe so.
And then the winner.
We'll go on to play
Oh no,
G2.
wait, no, wait. I don't think that's right. The losers of this will have to wait for the upper bracket to play one round. Then they'll play the losers from the upper bracket. 'Cause yeah, that's how it must be working out. Good thing that I know the format for this tournament.
I'm gonna be honest. I've been trying to crack it all day because I've been confused with these. Because some of it can be labeled as tiebreakers, and then that just confuses me for whatever reason. That word just gets into my skull.
Tiebreakers confuse you.
I don't know why.
This is like an upper bracket match. to
Yeah.
me. Like, if you lose this, you're going to lower bracket.
Yeah, exactly. That's a way better way to look at it.
Yeah, I love the GSL groups. No meaningless games. We had a great meme match in the crew battles yesterday. Team Justin versus Team
Yeah, I
K-Dog.
was a part of that.
Yeah, you were in Team Justin, right?
That was the only one we won. The one
You
we
3-0'd
didn't care.
them.
Yeah. I
Just
was using a
smashed
car.
them.
I was using the Artemis. I've never even heard of that car.
Did you randomize?
Yeah, I randomized, and it was the best I played all day. Even from the G2 match,
should
that was
probably
the best I
Stick
played.
with the Artemis, man.
Maybe.
That's the one that looks like an F1 car, right?
I mean,
I
I'm
don't
pretty
know.
sure like a ton of them look like F1
Yeah.
cars.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
I don't know what an F1 car is.
What?
Is that
Seriously?
bad? I do not know.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Well then.
The
They're
thing
like-
you guys forget is that I am an idiot.
I mean, I'm the one who said there's 51 states, so.
To be honest,
think I'd
when
take
you said
Nick.
51, I was thinking, oh, is he a genius? Is this 500 IQ?
Dude,
Because everybody thinks there's 50, but maybe there's actually
There
51.
was like 4 people here who thought it was 51 as well.
Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, oh man, they totally tricked Turbo there. Trick question. There's actually 51. Oh,
dude.
there's 50. Never mind.
Okay. I'll be honest, I never learned about the states. I'm being 100% honest.
Same.
And then I was like,
okay, I wonder.
I was like, there's no way it's a simple 50. It
Yeah.
has to be a harder
Has
question
to be a
than
trick
this. And I
question.
was like, I think there's 51.
Yeah.
And then,
At
nope.
least you were within one.
But
That's
you did
all that
Yeah,
matters.
you did pretty well in the other questions, right?
Yeah.
And then Turbo was all over the place.
Yeah.
I loved
I-
his drawing of the U.S.
I was surprised you knew how many states there were, though.
Yeah.
That was actually impressive.
Yeah.
I could never, if anybody gave me the map of the United States,
Oh yeah,
I
like
could
blank.
never.
Yeah, I've done
put
one of
all
those
the
on
states
stream.
in.
I've done one of those on stream. I got like 15 states in. I had like 4 of them right, and I was like, nah, this is embarrassing.
exactly.
All right, gotta go. I like never took a geography class. Like I never had one. Like
What is geography?
But that's always a pretty big stereotype, right? The NA or U.S. geography is
Yeah.
struggling once you leave the border of your own country.
oh yeah.
But I don't know how true it is.
There's
So,
a
like,
video of like a ton of people like that are U.S. citizens failing the U.S. citizenship test. Yeah, that video was funny.
Well, that's beautiful.
I think most people, at least where I'm from, the only reason people know their geography so well is because when they're supposed to be studying for whatever they're studying, instead they're just doing some silly quiz online of like worldwide countries or European countries. So you learn it when you really don't have to.
Jeez.
I have a lot of friends who are, really good at naming all the countries in the world.
Yeah.
No, you don't need to be able to do that, but they can.
We don't even know all our states. Like, God.
You could break it down into like cities. Oh, there's probably some people who could name every single city.
No,
Oh yeah.
Like to me, like when I look at the U.S., I'm just like, all right, major states and then flyover states. Like,
Oh, yeah.
the ones you just fly over and
Oh,
like
yeah.
never visit.
Wow, you're egoing other
What?
states.
No,
literally. The ego on
No, I'm
Dapper.
serious. Like,
Let's just, whatever we do, don't name them. We're going to like lose a whole bunch of viewership. Unless they don't have internet there, then I guess they
Oh
wouldn't be
my
leaving.
gosh, that's even more disrespectful.
I don't know.
You just like
They-
you
all
don't
the
know
states-
you don't know the state. You're like, nah, they don't have internet.
Do they all have internet? They probably do, right?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Every state in the
Yeah.
United States, does have internet. That is
Surprisingly. Who would have thought?
I remember playing like Black Ops 2, and they had like the little globe of like showing where people are playing from, and I remember I'd see the U.S. and it'd be like
This
like
is what you're
it'd be like
basing it
the
off.
it'd be like the West Coast, so it'd be like California, Oregon, Washington. There'd be like nothing in the Midwest, and then it'll be like all the East Coast, like that's
People
lit
who
up.
play video games.
Yeah, that are playing. Yeah, so you see like Nevada, Colorado, Wyoming, like that area, just like blank, like the Midwest.
Nobody
just
playing video
blank.
games there.
Yeah, apparently no one's playing from there.
We need to like get them involved. They don't know what they're missing out on. They could be watching Frontline versus Rogue, which is apparently going very well for Frontline.
Yeah.
2 games in a row.
Chaussette waking up. That's how you know. Frontline are looking scary.
Yeah, Fruity's ball chasing, Chaussette's dribbling, Farah's aerialing.
Very
That
minimally.
should be their slogan.
It's a pretty scary combination.
Oh, man. It actually works because nobody steps on each other's toes, though.
Very true.
Everybody has their position.
They've got their own idea.
Their own niche.
But like, if you're playing with somebody who just always turns on every single challenge and always plays aggressive on every
Justin?
single position, yeah, it's good because you know what they're going to do. They're easy to read.
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah, sometimes you're thinking, oh man, I would have liked to go into that, but I know my teammate's going to go, so I can't. But at least you know not to go and not to double commit.
Well, it's just bad when they come from behind you.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of confusing. But
Yeah. You're like, I'm up, and then you just hear same in the comms. You hear me too. Right, I guess we're whole teaming it.
Oh, that might be a bit unlucky for
Should
them.
be.
Oh.
Oh. Not even a goal. That's got to be frustrating.
Some teams don't handle that very well. I think the Bricks were playing earlier, and they did not like it when they just couldn't score. They get very frustrated, start throwing people forward.
Yeah.
How do you prevent that from happening, Garrett, when you're just like hitting the post, hitting the crossbar? How do you stay focused and just not overcommit?
I mean, there's nothing you can do about it afterwards. So it's a simple answer, but it's hard to do. You just got to look past it, really. I mean, that's happened so many times to me, you know,
Yeah.
at Worlds. And
Oh, yeah.
you just got to look past it for sure. That's something Justin's gotten a lot better at, too, is recovering from making a mistake. It's really hard to do as a young player, especially if you're emotional, too. It's pretty embarrassing, actually, like, you know, if you mess up.
Oh,
something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. And that's like you're speaking about the entire Rocket League Pro scene here.
Pretty much.
Young, emotional.
Pretty much.
I'm just waiting for RLCS season like 30 years from now when, you know, we got Garrett G playing with his son for NRG, same team.
I'll be
Wow.
handing out the medals at that point.
That's a nice jinx.
Yeah, well, you're the only player who will have made all the seasons if you keep on going after this one. Because, of course,
now you
Fireburn
know
is the
I
only
haven't made
competition.
it now.
You got to
Not gonna
make
make
it.
it.
Top 3 NA, they always make it. The big 3.
Clip
Putting a
it.
lot of pressure on him right now.
Yeah.
Of course.
I wasn't nervous. Now I'm just kind of nervous about it.
That's okay, I believe in you.
Thank you, Johnny.
You're welcome, anytime, man. Every time I predict NRG to win a LAN, doesn't happen. They just come second.
Same.
Close, though. It's close, though.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Pretty close.
I just wanted to be right, to be honest. I was like, oh, man, can you win this so I look smart?
Well,
It's very close.
I just want to
Good
win
try.
to win, so maybe if I win, I'll fall off.
Okay.
Just got to
man.
keep losing.
Yeah.
Gotta stay on top.
That's the grind.
Become another 3-time.
Well, I kept losing, and look where I am. I'm playing
Yeah.
casually.
Did you even play casually? I thought you don't even like. Play
I dabble.
I dabble.
Yeah, Turtle's got skills.
Have people told you that like there's like some new guy
I was
named
literally about
Turtle
to
in
say that.
ranked?
Yeah, there's somebody ranked.
He has a Pokemon picture. He just has a
Really?
picture.
It's a
Yeah,
fake,
yeah.
It's a fake turtle.
Yeah, and every time I play him, everyone in my chat's like, oh, "Is that Turtle?
Yeah,
He's back. He's back. What if it was me on a different account?
Oh.
You like Pokemon?
Like Pokemon?
It's not. It's
is
not.
that your girl? What?
Turtle's embarrassed.
It's a question.
He's going
I'm just
bright
kidding.
red.
He's
I'm just gonna walk off.
Again. Why did he walk off earlier? I didn't hear
We're
this.
talking about cereal, and my man Garrett puts milk in first.
Oh, that's why you... Okay, fair.
I said
Yeah.
it depends on the situation.
No,
Okay.
I mean you did, but no.
What?
It depends on the situation. I'm sure the Twitch chat are thrilled that this is back.
No, probably
serial
not.
discussion.
They're more
Yeah.
like, please talk about the game for
Dude,
once.
people get heated.
Oh, yeah.
About
My
what?
people were hitting my Twitter DMs the first time. I didn't even eat cereal back then.
They're like, wow, I've been a NRG fan since day one.
Yeah, literally.
now-
People
This
said
is so
that.
shocking to
People
me.
are so people get so upset.
We are actually just one frontline goal away from this series being over.
Oh,
Oh, that
what
could
a
be it.
banger.
Wow, that's got to be pretty hard to read if you're sitting in goal. You don't really know where Chaussette's going to hit this
He
one.
used the top of his car perfectly right here to get full power, rotating right at the end.
Still air roll into it, even though he's facing the wrong way.
That was a crazy bounce off the wall, too. That's super hard to read. That was super random. Really good shot, though.
I mean, Rogue aren't giving up, though.
No, they're still going to play this one out. I mean, out of all the teams here,
this could be it.
they haven't looked like they got tilted at all.
Oh my
what
God.
save.
That's tilted, too. If he hit that straight in
Yeah.
and set it straight down like that, that was a goal for sure.
Yeah.
Chausset, that was a crazy save.
Just a reminder for you guys, Rogue will not be eliminated from the 3v3 portion of this tournament if they lose here. They will just start off tomorrow with only the 1 life remaining in the lower bracket. Chausset is trying to make sure that they get there with these saves. The Frontline will go into the upper bracket with a win here, unless Rogue can come back. There's another nice little passing play down from AJ. We saw this earlier against the bricks as well.
The awareness for
The drop
AJ to
down.
stay on the ceiling right there is what made that play. He stayed on the wall, trusted his teammate, and connected that passing play. It was beautiful.
Offense
stuff.
still looking great.
Yeah.
Just their problem is getting on offense.
Yeah.
As soon as they get on offense, they get a really good opportunity.
It seems to be a really consistent problem for them. They just don't know how to get the ball consistently away from their opponents, essentially. It's not really so much about territory, but their opponents who are causing their problems. 30 seconds. Can Rogue do it? Oh, I wonder might get a bump on a keeper there. But this would be the time. I mean, you said earlier if this goes long, you think Rogue are going to have a good time with it. So if they can get the win here, then that might be the start of something.
Definitely their best chance. Just keep it.
And it's not a complete sweep either.
Yeah, they're looking better than the first time they played Frontline. Definitely a better looking Rogue on day 2.
Oh,
Is that it?
this could be it.
Oh, still?
Oh, he's too close.
He doesn't have boost to follow either.
I think if he was a little bit further back there, that could have been a good opportunity
Yeah.
for sure.
Gary, you just scored a overtime, or a 0-second goal, excuse me, in your previous matchup. Were you guys like freaking out? Was Turbo like screaming, or you guys just casual?
I mean, we were trying to keep it up as best as possible. I was, like I said, I was super disappointed because I actually tried to shoot it. And
You
for
didn't
some
know
reason,
Turbo was there?
Oh,
You
No,
missed?
yeah.
for some reason, Turbo's just chilling on the goal line.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing over
Yeah.
there?
He's just making the goal bigger for you.
Yeah, I guess so.
That would be a little
bigger.
smart.
He was just there.
So you shot it, and you're like, oh, I messed up. And then Turbo's just pops
I wasn't
in.
even close to scoring it. Like, I was in front of the
I
goal
thought
and
you
hit it
passed
right.
I thought it was a
honestly. That looked like a
pass,
complete
like-
pass.
I should have just said I passed it
Yeah.
because it would have been
Yeah.
a sick
You
pass.
kinda-
But I got to be honest, like, it was
Yeah.
luck. It was
I
super
respect
lucky.
the honesty, though.
Well, Turbo knew, Garrett's either going to score this or hit it over here. Might as well wait for the potential miss. You got to throw everything in at the end there.
Yeah.
The match. That was huge. I mean, those are the real turning points in series. Even the most experienced
Oh yeah.
teams.
When you hit something like that in
Oh,
the
yeah.
overtime, you're so confident.
Yeah.
Because I've been in the other situation and to know how it feels
Yeah.
to get 0-second scored on.
It's actually crazy how often it happens in Rocket League. I can't believe how many times I've seen a ridiculous 0-second goal or comeback.
I think it's just the panic. I've honestly tried disabling the, I think that's a 10,
Yeah.
9, the
You-
countdown.
oh, you tried turning it off?
I
Yeah.
tried turning it off because but then I
Oh.
forgot.
Yeah. Well, that is going to be a game win for Rogue, and it's Wonder getting another goal. Really good shooting by him at the
Somebody
end
was
here.
in net. Did he get bumped?
Oh,
Look at
AJ.
that placement.
That was a absolute
Beautiful
clinger.
shot.
Yeah, great shot by Wonder. So he's starting
Wonder
to
has
step up
been
here.
definitely the most slacking player so far in Rogue, but he's picking it up,
When it
hiding
matters.
behind the monitor right now as well.
Yeah. Big beard Wonder. AJ definitely scooting it a little bit closer every game. He wants to be able to
He wants to be
fully.
car.
By the end of the
Feel
series, he'll
car.
just be like an inch away.
He just wants to really get full immersion in the game. Become the car.
Oh, that shot from Chausset, though.
I can't believe he got power like that.
Yeah, when
Oh,
you saw, when you
that's
saw
fun.
that, you think, oh, surely this is just going to be a 4-1 win
Yeah.
for Frontline. But absolutely brilliant play by Rogue. Full team passing play. And a good one at that.
And like you said, Garrett, this could be the turning point. Johnny
For sure.
mentioned as well.
Yeah.
The longer the series goes on, Rogue, a better chance.
Farah also needs to initiate the gamer stance. Hopefully we see that soon.
Is he using a hand warmer, or is Chausset using a hand warmer, or is he just like on Twitter on his mobile?
I don't know.
Can't really tell.
More clapping.
Yeah. Go to look out for the color of the reflection on his face. If it's blue, then that's got to be Twitter.
This is my favorite part, is watching these camps.
Oh, it's great.
I love this.
Every time we switch to the cam, Freddie's smiling.
Oh, yeah.
Every single
It's
time.
a good time.
He low-key knows.
He's just half grinning right now, but just a second ago, he just had the hugest smile.
This
Happy
is a
guy.
good position for them because even though it's like big implications on this series, it's also nice to know that you're into the final day either way. Like even if you do lose here, you're still making the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's just a nice way to finish the day for these guys. Still double match point for Frontline though if you're just joining in. They are one game away from securing second seed in Group B. And Rogue, they just won the previous game, so they are looking to finish off this little reverse sweep here. Not a complete reverse sweep, but
The best of 5 reverse sweep.
yeah, the BO5 reverse sweep indeed.
And Crow has been a player who starts off these games so well. A lot of times, whenever these Rogue offensives get started, Crow is the one to initiate it and get that first goal.
What do you guys think when Crow first of all joined Rogue? The big roster move. Do you think it would work out?
I definitely didn't think it was a LAN team, in my opinion. Especially with that offseason they had.
Oh, yeah.
But Kronovi's just such a consistent player, really is.
As he scores.
I think it was a little bit of both adapting.
Yeah.
Both AJ and Wonder trying to figure out how to mesh him in, and also Kronovi, you know, being humble enough to not be like, I'm just going to be the team captain, you guys have to adapt to me. It was definitely both sides. And I think that if they didn't do that and didn't have that team cohesion, it would not have worked at all.
For me, AJ has become so much better towards the end of last
Yeah.
season and this offseason. I don't know what happened, but he's been absolutely crazy lately.
How impressive is it that they were able to come back from such a terrible offseason and then perform well in RLCS?
I mean, I didn't count them out, but I definitely thought they would be at the best, a top 6 team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was really impressed. They were a really, really solid team, especially at Worlds. I was really surprised. I mean, I think they got first rounded at Leipzig earlier this year.
Initially, they beat Savage 3-0, but then they
Okay.
lost
Yeah.
to...
So day one. They went at day one.
They lost to a pretty nasty pickup team. I think it was Azrael, actually.
Oh, was
and
it? Okay.
Calix and Ocelon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 3 well-known at the time bubble players in EU. Obviously now Azrael's playing for Dignitas. So that was where the whole AJ and Azrael, like not drama, but you know, tweet. Did you see it? Where
Azrael's
Azrael-
all over Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to his
Azrael,
tweets
he
anymore.
DM'd AJ and said, "Win your first game so that I can knock you out again." Because obviously Azrael knocked him out of DreamHack Leipzig, and they were scheduled to run into each other if they both
really?
won. So they did actually run into each other, but AJ and Rogue were able to beat Dignitas. So then AJ just tweeted out the DMs.
Really?
Yeah, he just tweeted out the DMs.
Was it just a picture, no caption?
He just said "Sup Azrael" and then the picture of Azrael saying,
Oh,
"Win
that's
your first game
beautiful.
so I can knock you out again."
They got too confident.
Dude, AJ, everybody says that he seems like he wouldn't be like that guy.
No,
who's
AJ is-
aggressive.
They always
He-
do. They always seem like that. And then he's the most toxic guy
Yeah.
alive, I
Probably,
swear.
yeah.
He is not scared to expose Astral like that.
Not at all. Yeah, it's good though because now they're hanging out together at this weekend. And I'm sure if they've like, ran into each other, it'd just be all smiles, jokes. Everybody's all friends for the most part, apart from Garrett and Justin at each other's throats earlier.
Me and
Just
Justin.
can't come to an agreement over how tomorrow's gonna go.
Yeah. Hard to, yeah. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. Yeah.
Oh, is that trying to still be tricky? They're gonna need to come back here. Oh wow! Wait a minute. Another Farah aerial. Tune in if you are tabbed out. You want to watch this one. Look
Perfect
at that
point.
Oh
read.
my. How did he not arrow?
Look at
That's
that
no
read.
arrow.
He don't post it.
That was
Post
crazy.
shot.
Straight up.
Did
Yeah.
he arrow at all?
No.
No,
straight
he did
up.
it straight
And he
up.
got it in the corner perfectly.
Yes.
He
Straight
arrowed
up.
after he touched it.
This
but
is the meta. No arrowing.
He just knew exactly where to go.
Maybe he knows something we don't.
I definitely think there is, like, if you arrow too much to a point, it can definitely just throw you off, though, right? Like, if you just keep holding down arrow, I feel like that's an issue that a lot of people do run into.
Do you think aerial is just addictive? People are
No,
getting carried
yeah.
away
Oh,
with it.
definitely.
I do.
Yeah.
I go up. I'm holding down arrow immediately, like just to
I hold it on the ground, I think, the whole time, just because.
Really?
Wait, that's just a pinching.
Wow.
Oh my. That's gotta be annoying.
But do you have aerial on the same button as power slide?
No, I have
don't?
Nah.
Oh, the dunk.
I have power slide on default, and then I got the arrow L1 that
Oh, yeah?
everyone has. So.
I'm listening to this. I'm like, I don't know what default aerial or power slide is.
Oh, on
Keyboard
Square.
right?
Yeah,
On
keyboard.
Square. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're a keyboard
Yeah.
player. That's right.
So you're like default. I'm like, okay. I hear you.
Yeah.
3-1 Rogue. They're still doing well in offense, like you guys were saying before.
Yeah.
And it helps when Frontline aren't scoring 4 or 5 goals every game.
That was a good save.
It does seem like they're starting to run away with it, for sure.
If you think this goes to Game 7, Rogue have the advantage, just like earlier.
I'd say they have a little
definitely.
advantage. I think it's still kind of even, just because I don't think Frontline would be super phased by it, to be honest.
It feels like Frontline are just kind of getting out-stamina'd right now. Like they were really hot at the beginning, then slowly things have kind of turned down a notch.
Yeah. Probably got a little bit too comfortable.
Yeah.
Cool.
They do have a lot of, like, this is a lot of time. I think this game is their last straw, obviously. But they've had time because they got such a big lead to kind of throw, I guess, a game or two and then regroup.
So what tricks could they have up their sleeve, if any? Apart from like a cheeky kickoff strategy, maybe. Rogue look comfortable. They're spreading out well. No double commits. There's very few miss hits. They're passing. If they can keep this up, Frontline are going to have a really tough time.
Thought Wonder was going to take it from him again. That's I got a little nervous there.
Well, that was technically an open net miss there, but hard to know that it was going to be open because the demo did come in right as he was shooting.
Oh, good patience from Crow right there.
Oh, that's a goal. That could be worrying for Rogue.
See, I said good patience, and then the dunk came in.
It looked like Wonder may have had boost issues here, or just just totally misread that. He's way off his goal line. Like my favorite goal explosion, of course, was just set there.
Poof.
Yeah.
It's so anticlimactic. It's beautiful.
I just bought my way straight to that one as soon as it came out. Like, I need this. People were so confused because when it came out initially, I was straight into ranks and using it. Then people are like, "What is this goal?
I thought
Is
the
this a
game was
goal
broke."
explosion?
Yeah.
Is that a bug? Is that a thing? How do I get it?" Frontline looking for the 0-second goal to take down Rogue in 6 games. They've got a chance here. That's one Rogue player out of the game, but they've killed it.
The double commit.
They had half a chance there, but it's going to go to Game 7. And it seems like the general consensus over here is that Rogue have the edge in a series that goes the distance.
AJ popping off 3 goals this game. A hat trick for him. Every single play involved on the field. And Rogue, this Game 7. I think it's going to come down to who can come out the strongest right away. Crow is so principled with doing that. Do you agree?
No, yeah, definitely a first goal wins potential game,
Really,
I
yeah.
think, yeah.
Isn't it like a 70% like win rate to the team that scores first?
Was it maybe even
I saw a
80?
stat.
It's very
Game 5 or
high.
Game
70 or
7.
80, yeah.
Although somebody told me that although that sounds really crazy, it's not like it's not that crazy. Just because there's so many series that the better team are just probably going to win anyway, and they're likely to win Game 1. So at the very highest level, I wonder what that stat's like for this weekend maybe. Because these are of course you'd think a lot closer in skill level. We're not getting free wins in a league play.
This game is going the distance. I mean, if you're Yummy Cheese Man sitting in, what do you even tell your players right now? Just to stay cool, don't even worry about the scoreboard, and the previous just trying to act like this is the first game.
Well, they look pretty serious right now. Frontline were laughing and smiling even after some of the losses they got earlier.
That's good.
And now they're actually looking very focused. So this will be at Game 7, the final match for today's 3v3 group stage. Seeding on the line. Rogue versus Frontline. And like we said before, they are both going to be progressing to the playoffs regardless of the result here.
Ooh.
Oh, wow, what on earth?
I think Crow has done a flip reset within the first 20 seconds of every game. There's another
here
one.
Oh.
AJ.
Frontline are actually looking okay, though. They didn't waste too much boost in getting those saves. That's probably going to be a big part of this. Do you think that boost management is something that goes out the window in high-pressure situations like this?
Yeah, it's definitely easier just to hold down boost everywhere you go because you're kind of nervous. It's just something that's so natural.
It's easy to overcommit. You see one opportunity and you want it so bad. It's definitely easy to run out.
Do you think Dapper being a ones main, that boost management comes more naturally to you?
Oh, definitely. Especially, I had one stream where I was just like, all right, I'm just going to only play on boost pads.
The small ones.
I feel like that's a good idea.
Small ones.
I did it for probably 3 or 4 games, and I don't know, I felt like practically the same. if anything, my rotation was better since like
That's
I'd stay more
interesting.
in the
Yeah.
middle of the field. And
Wow.
there's like essentially from in the front of the goal line from the starting pad, if you go through either side, by the time you're at the half, you have about 40 boost. So 40 to 60 boost, so you can practically do anything.
Do you think that's a good way to train?
Oh,
I guess
yeah.
your mind is to only go into ones and just use the boost pads only.
Oh yeah, it's completely
Oh,
viable.
wait, you were doing that in 1v1?
I did that in ones and twos.
That's really interesting. I would love to see more of that. Because, of course, some players are going to be struggling to resist the urge for the corner boost grab.
Yeah.
But like you said, it takes you away from the places where the ball tends to be.
And at that point, if you're so far back and you go for the corner boost, you really have one option, just to continuously throw yourself at the ball, or you have to wait and be super patient.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a very nice shot by Crow, but it's not gone in. And that bounce really not going to work out for them either. Like when you come so close to scoring and the ball just clears itself. It hits the bar and then goes away. I haven't had any. I'm disappointed we've not heard any what
that's great
saves by the
pass.
announcer.
Oh.
Crow obviously going for a block there. He's probably just happy to see the shot go wide.
Yeah.
That's a big sigh of relief.
A big miss from Chaussette, especially halfway in the game, would have been a huge statement for this frontline offense.
Chaussette's been quiet so far in this last game. Hold on a second though. Is he
Oh,
about
here
to
he
light
comes.
things up?
Oh, that could have been bad.
Oh, that's
what a
all three.
save.
That's such a good pinch.
Well, they're all panicking now though. Rogue are going to
They're
be
really
in an awkward spot here. This doesn't look like they have any way to clear the ball. They're going to struggle here, but Fruity actually kind of cleared it for them a little bit.
Could have taken a bit more time and added pressure.
Oh,
That bump was super critical. Could have been really bad.
really key to get at least the car. You know, if you're not going to hit the ball clean, you got to knock the player away if they're coming in like that.
Frontline just constantly hammering down right now on this Rogue defense, but they're standing strong, which is something we haven't seen
Definitely towards the beginning of the game, Rogue always finding some kind of mistake or error in their defensive rotations, but they're standing here strong in this Game 7.
It's, of course, this Rogue looking to round off a perfect day for North America as well, as if there wasn't enough to play for. Very, very tense Game 7. Neither team wanting to make that mistake that puts them behind.
It's usually these series-ending games that everyone's pretty tense and it's always low scoring.
Yeah. We're just going to have another wonder double touch that bounces
Oh,
in.
that's
my
so unlucky.
God.
I think he ran over the
Whoa.
post going for that save.
Oh, did he?
so he couldn't get his flip early.
Yeah, you couldn't recover.
And so he could
Oh,
only flip
see.
and didn't get the jump.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And he
that's
almost
super
got it
unlucky.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good job not to panic flip in that situation, but it was just so awkward with the way he was set up. Frontline pick up a relatively easy goal. They just put the ball in the middle, and it actually just goes in. 1 minute for Rogue to try and get the equalizer.
And that's so late into the game as well, especially to concede a goal like that with only a minute left. Rogue have got to do everything they can right now to break out of their own half. They're not getting any opportunities up front.
Yeah, the clears just aren't working. Like, no dribbles, no passes, no 50-50s. It's just little tap clears that are going straight to frontline players.
That front line's just going to try and keep pressure and stay in front
Seal
of the
the
ball.
deal.
entire
There you
time,
go.
And
The boost advantage just going to eventually cause a goal unless Rogue can do something to get the ball clear. That's actually a really good pass by Farah, though.
That drop down. And for Fruity to have the consciousness to stay up and wait for it, even with being 25 seconds left, you'd think you'd play it safe, but no, he decides to stay up there and be aggressive.
Unless Rogue can get something going right now, it will have been all for nothing. This entire comeback
Yeah.
will still result in them being third place in the group, and it's really looking like that's how it's going to end.
Might see AJ back on the beanbag chair after this.
Well, they got to get a goal right now, and that's just not going to be it. Frontline,
Seals the deal.
well played to them, because this is a team who they have been reverse swept a lot
Yeah.
in the past, so it must have been worrying them, and they didn't look too confident going
Yeah.
into Game 7, but they've got it, and that will confirm them as the second seed for Group B, behind Cloud9. Rogue coming in third.
I just wanted to keep it interesting, man. All the way to Game 7.
All the way to Game 7.
Let
more
Rogue
content.
get all the way back and then just slap him back down. Just be like, nah, it was just a joke.
It was a really interesting series, though. Much closer, of course, than
Yeah.
the last time these two teams played. So even though Rogue lost, they've definitely got something to be happy about. They were more competitive than the 4-0 loss to Frontline.
Oh, that goal. Just barely lifting off from the post. You can't get that early jump in then because you're forced to just try and hit it away.
Yeah, because if you jump at all, that's it. That's the only one you've got on the takeoff.
Because he couldn't have front flipped either because he would have just hit it in even more.
Yeah.
You know? And no emotion on AJ.
Yeah.
We wouldn't even know. Just take away the layout.
I don't think they're going to be so sad about this because, it's a closer game than the last time they played. And they're into, day 3 anyway. Yeah. And their offense is looking good. The mistakes they were making are actually quite identifiable and fixable.
Yeah.
So they can look at the games again and come back stronger tomorrow. They'll be waiting to see how the upper bracket develops, and then they'll know who they're going to be playing losers round 1.
Definitely something that you can easily just brush off, A game with a lot of defense. I think Wonder's actually rocking the sleeve tats. There are props in the back. Maybe trying to give himself a little bit of some looks.
That's a prop.
Yeah, it's like a little sleeve thing that you can roll up.
He's gonna go home and start getting tattoos.
He's like, dang, I really like this look. Look at him. He's
got his arm
out. He's like, hey, Crow, you want one of these? How do I look?
Looks pretty good, huh?
Yeah. And Crow just doesn't even care. He's like, dude.
Let me just put away my controller, man.
We lost. I don't care about your tattoos, bro.
He's like, yeah, I see it. Yeah, you showed it to me right before the game. But we're going to be probably chatting to somebody from Frontline. Nobody's came down to us just yet.
Hopefully.
So we're waiting to see who's
I'm not going to bring up
arrive.
the Moses thing to Farah. I'm not going to be the one to do that.
I don't know what he would say about that. But just to let you guys know, the next thing that you will see on stream will be the Crew Battles Grand Final. So after we have an interview with one of the Frontline players, I believe,
and I've been
we'll
waiting
be
to
going
see
to break,
that.
and then it'll be Crew Battles Finals, and then rounding off the day will be the All-Star voting match, and then, of course, Mafia at the end. So a little bit of a shorter day today for those of you who are staying up super late yesterday to catch the whole stream. You won't have to stay up as late,
and these are the finals of the Crew Battles, which is something very interesting. I really want to see how this turns out.
Team Squishy versus Team K-Dop, of course. Everybody looked at these teams, and I think they were the ones that people thought, okay, I could see this being pretty OP.
Exactly.
G2 3v3 team, although they didn't end up using it very much.
And the comps that we're going to see, the different players associated with 1s, 2s, 3s.
Mm-hmm. That'll be a best of 7, if I'm not mistaken, for the Crew Battles finals. So multiple, switches coming in throughout the series. It should be interesting. Still not sure if we're going to be joined by somebody
did they just
going
leave
downstairs.
Us? They abandoned us.
I didn't see them going down because we would
I didn't either.
We would have spotted them. So they must be having a little post-match discussion there.
Rizzo?
We absolutely want to chat to one of the frontline players.
Say something real quick. We need a little stand-in. Oh, I snagged Rizzo. Just, how you doing? You excited?
I'm doing good.
What are you thinking about the...
Such a build-up.
What are you thinking about the game so far today, Rizzo? Because you were done pretty quick. Just easy wins.
Well, I don't know about the other game. I mean, his series versus Vitality was really good. And then I was watching that most recent one, Frontline and Rogue, with Astral because we were rooting for opposite teams. So it was yeah, because he's going to play Rogue now. And we kind of wanted to play Rogue, but unlucky.
So you want, because you guys have such a great history against Rogue. It seems like you always come on top against Rogue.
Yeah.
And
but every time we play Frontline, it's like
sweaty
game 5, almost reverse sweep, something like that.
What's different about them than Rogue?
Like Frontline, like I feel like they like beat you, and then you can't really figure out how they beat you.
Yeah,
you just kind of lose.
What do you think about that, Fruity?
It just kind of happens. Like,
Fruity, he said
whereas
that.
other teams, you can be like, oh, this happened, but like you guys,
I think we have the weirdest playstyle in Europe.
I think it's pretty weird too. No, come.
Yeah, I think like I said, we have the weirdest playstyle, and like
just go right next to his ear. Right next to Rizzo's ear.
Honestly,
closer, dude. Closer. Right next to his ear.
Really?
Right next to his ear.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh,
Alright,
that's
exactly.
nice.
G2 is gonna be easy.
Okay.
I'll see you tomorrow morning, buddy.
Just 2 games at Worlds. Or just at Worlds.
Oh yeah, what happened at Worlds?
Oh,
2
man.
games to warm up. Okay.
Well,
I feel
I
like
mean, you should have not taken 2
You
games.
could probably pick up Rizzo in the chair with one hand at the same time. Is that true? Just that could be your trophy.
Rizzo is my trophy.
like
with
you
grab the under it just real quick.
That's me.
Oh, I mean you don't have. This
Just
is
be careful.
No, I mean,
be very careful.
I mean,
Be careful.
I didn't want you to
Do not
actually do it. I
listen-
got
don't
really
listen
scared.
to Turtle.
I was just saying. I got really scared for a second. dude.
Seem nervous employees all around.
Yeah,
Think, no,
that
don't pick up Rizzo.
Oh man, you would not see me on the couch again. That's for sure. I'd be gone.
So yeah, Fruity of man a few words, but he's looking pretty chuffed with himself after that win. And Frontline, very impressive stuff. The only European team to win today.
Yeah.
The only team
Really?
who got the W, yeah.
Dang.
We had 5 wins in a row for North America. But who was it earlier that said there will probably be one EU team that sneaks in there and then wins?
Well,
So-
yeah, Worlds, we
You're
were like,
looking
NA
at-
is doing great. And
Yeah.
then Vitality wins.
They
We're like,
always
well,
just somehow slip in there.
Yeah. Wasn't there was another event as well that this happened. Was it WSOE? Was that top 4 all NA apart from Flipside? it might have been.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was SG2, C9, and Flipside.
And then Flipside just won it. So
Yeah.
it keeps happening.
So
Yeah,
even
it keeps happening.
even when the
It does
odds are
keep
in our
happening.
favor.
Yeah, there was always one. So maybe it'll be Frontline. It could also be Dignitas. They're still in, and yeah, we've got to say goodbye already to Rogue. No, not to Rogue. Who have we said goodbye to? We've already said goodbye
Bricks
to
and
Vitality and
Vitality.
Bricks.
Yep.
That's right.
And that's a surprise to the Vitality matchup as well. We always see Vitality go up against you guys, Garrett. Energy and Vitality. It's like I was saying before.
Yeah, man.
It's like we always were anticipating during league play. You guys, the two Titans almost clashing together.
And then we
it's
play
like,
them first round.
We always
round.
see that
Yeah,
now.
that always
First round.
happens to us.
Yeah.
We always get like either the winner of the tournament or someone we do
Yeah.
bad against
Yeah.
first.
At
every
this
But
single
point,
you
time.
it's
have
like you're
3
used to
wins against them now, so it's got to be
Yeah.
a pretty good matchup, or at least feel like a pretty good matchup.
Just got to do it or OCS.
Yeah.
Kate up or OCS is another beast, I
Yeah.
swear.
True,
He's
yeah.
a different player,
Mhm.
100%.
Especially like day 3 of our LCS. I think we're going to take a look at the bracket here, and we'll see what we're going to be watching tomorrow. So this will be tomorrow's main 3v3 event content. G2 versus Frontline and NRG versus Cloud9 in the upper bracket. And awaiting for the losers of those matches are Dignitas and Rogue in the lower bracket. So that entire playoffs bracket will be played tomorrow in the 3v3 tournament. All best of 7. So it should be a pretty interesting
So,
one.
Dapper, who do you think of all these teams, who do you think has the favor to win it?
I want to say NRG, honestly.
Ooh.
Well,
look couch low.
I'm excited for second place tomorrow. Thank you, Dapper.
Historically, a good matchup against Cloud9, has to be said. And then, G2 Frontline, very close.
Yeah, and you were just talking about actually how you guys play Cloud9. You don't want to give them any space with the ball to dribble, to do any of their things. You always got to be, in their face and kind of control it and then explode forward.
Yeah, historically we've done pretty well against Cloud9, I'd say. But it's always a close match.
Yeah.
It'll be close. It'll be interesting to have Turbo for the first match against them for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, so that's coming up tomorrow. Later today, we have All-Star 3v3, but next will be the crew battles. So, fortunately, Garrett has already been eliminated from that, but who have you got winning the crew battles between Team Squishy and Team Kid Up? If you had to bet.
I think the Frenchies plus
Team Kid
Turbo
up?
are going to take it, yeah.
Oh, yeah, your teammate Turbo
They're
be
too
in
good
there.
at ones and twos,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Yeah.
But, yeah, we will be back with that right after this short break, so be sure not to miss it, and thank you for watching.